Do you ever worry about the music feeling outdated?
Creating is what I do with my eyes closed. I do this. Top 5, dead or alive in my mind. Julia Denuga, she bullies me. She says I've been dropping albums since 2014. If you knew some of the songs I wrote, it'd be like,
go on, tell us. If I didn't like you, then I'd just be like, okay.
You got to reply to my DM then, Zeze.
You DM'd me.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the +44 podcast. I'm Zeze Millz.
Yeah, what's that about?
What was that all
And I'm
about?
Sideman. Music
Culture.
UK. This is +44 from Amazon Music.
You've taken such a long hiatus. So what's the reason for the long hiatus? You seem like a man that would be like in the mountains, like training.
Nah, you know, like fully not. Bought a house, like
All right.
I moved. Thank you,
Congratulations. That's a
thank
big-
you,
that's a big
appreciate
thing,
it.
man.
Yeah, you bought a house
That's
as well.
a big thank you, man.
You got a
Thank you,
jacuzzi
thank you.
in yours. I don't have a
I
jacuzzi
bought
in
some
mine.
Bottega boots the other day.
Hey,
You know what? Same.
Zeze stays making these for that. Don't listen to her. She been had a
I
house.
saw you in Kick Game. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I take time to live because I think my music has to come from a real place. It has to come from what I'm experiencing at the time. Because if I am going to go do interviews or sit down, I want to be able to talk about something.
But how do you deal with the hiatus financially? Do you not feel financial pressure?
Do you know what? There was a point. I'd be lying if I said I'd never been in a downpour.
Does that not push you to be like, you know what, I need to...
Yeah.
do
But
more
like,
music.
there's more to the music business as the artist anyway, as the rapper, than rapping.
How so?
If it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna take a break from the studio for a bit. This campaign and that campaign.
Okay.
Couple hours
Right,
taking
okay.
pictures.
Yeah.
To mean
You have
that.
got a really good face.
Thank you. I try.
Nice skin.
Oh, I've been drinking so much more water, so that
It's
means a
all
lot to me.
glowing. Oh,
Thank
David,
you.
give it a rest.
But all of them though, Zeze.
What?
Every single one of them.
Don't do
Wow, I'm not even special.
I've
No.
never...
Damn.
She's complimented everybody.
No,
Oh,
that is not the case.
Zeze.
No,
She
it's
moved
not.
to Nadia Rose right there in that-
this so where I'm sitting.
Where you're
Okay,
sitting.
Wow.
First of all,
Girl has no scruples.
if you haven't got good skin, I wouldn't tell you had good skin.
You find something to tell everybody.
But also, there can be multiple good-looking men in the world, and there can be multiple good-looking women in the world, and I can give all of them compliments. What I choose to do after with that compliment now, not everyone gets to experience that.
How do you approach picking who to collab with?
Oh man, the collabs on the album are actually so hard.
What's the album
as well.
called?
When-
I guess,
That's because we asked. It was like, where was that? And then we was like, don't we? So, but now we
the
understand.
man is like, I know you, but I don't really know you.
I'm like,
But have you told? But
I've
have you?
never said it.
Oh, that's why you're, because you've not said it for us. This is the
I've
first
never
time.
said it.
He feels pressured right now and it's clear,
Yeah,
right? He wants to say no.
yeah.
but
Because I don't think it's.
No, do you know what it is?
Yeah.
I want to talk about like, the album like it's out because I've had it for ages.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But for
yeah,
me, I'm
yeah.
like, oh my God, I got this person.
Yeah.
Me and this person did this and blah, 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 blah. Look, all right, so how I approach collabs with anyone is purely organic. And I think it's the joy of the experience. Like, I come in so happy. So whether I'm writing for myself or writing for other artists, like, even in my hiatus, I was still writing songs that people, I go out and I hear the songs I've written come on the radio or whatever, and I'm like, it's a bit of me. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially when you see people singing along or dancing to records that you've written. See, this is the thing. You lot think of me as one thing. Like, okay, Kojey's this type. He's the serious one or the conscious one, or he's this, that, and the other. Like, if you knew some of the songs I wrote, it'd be like,
Go on, tell us.
Oh, mate, I can't say confidentiality things. But all right, so one of the latest ones I wrote was Simmer by Mahalia.
Okay.
I wrote that record, and for me, like,
Oh, whoa. Now we're entering a different conversation. Now we're talking about a different form of business, which is you writing music for others. Man weren't aware that you did that in the first place.
I do a lot of things, man, and that's how I've managed to stay here.
Right.
You know, like, for me, being the biggest or most popular rapper is irrelevant. Like, it's so irrelevant in terms of the bigger picture. Like, I am a contributor to art and music.
Is there a reference track for Simmer?
Yeah, I did it in the pitch voice and everything.
Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to hear that reference track because
Yeah,
I
it's
always
a vibe.
find it interesting when I hear about men writing for women.
Right.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do you have to put yourself in a different mindset to do that?
Not a majority of the records I write are for women.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you have to put yourself in a different mindset to how? What's the mental process behind doing that?
I think it's more freedom in it, you know? I think the dopest things about those records is that there's a lot more freedom to express because there's less judgment behind what
just
you can say.
expressing.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I do it anyway.
It's weird that you said that because I saw an old interview with Neo, and he was basically saying the same thing as you, because he wrote Irreplaceable, and they were saying like, when you actually think about it, men and women, we actually probably have the same thought process when it comes to breakups or whatever. It's just that women are allowed to express it more, but you would still feel the same way if you found out that this woman you was chatting to has been talking to this next guy and trying to, you still feel it. So I don't really have to take myself away from it that much. That's what basically, 100%. That's what he was saying. Yeah.
I think with men, it just requires translation.
Yeah, you just got to literally
splits up with a girl like, Bonner, fam. When he says Bonner, he's dying inside, bro. This girl ripped his heart out of his chest and dashed it on the floor and stamped on it. And he wonders if he can ever love again.
Okay, so you can't tell us what the album is called.
No.
But you can tell us what the album is about, though. What can we expect?
The album is a story in one sense. It's about me being out in the world, kind of by myself, and having to recall and remember all the messages that my mother gave me along the years, and trying to put into words how that shaped my life. But really, it's just about all the messages that women gave to me over my life. Like, I was raised by my mum, but also my sister, who's my manager now. I feel like most of the wisest things I know come from the wiser women around me. So
I respect that.
Because women, we rule.
This is the perfect room to say that. You got a woman, and then the woman sympathizes.
But I mean, it still knocks. Like, it's not like hella simp tunes.
All right, man didn't want to relate to me at all. He's like, no, you stay over there.
Yeah,
like,
I'm over.
Different, bro.
Yeah, your thing wet, bro. Like,
you know what it is?
Your thing soft.
Sideman's one of my favorite people. He's like, when you got like even watching you is like you're like a best friend that makes you really happy one day and really angry the next day, and that's how you know that you're friends.
I am Marmite.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Am human.
Like, I love you, man. And then some days I'm like, come on, man, what are we doing here? Do you know what I mean?
But I feel like that's,
back the man them.
I feel like that's the best. I feel like that's how it should be. Like you said, as friends.
Yeah.
People say like, oh, they'll come to me like, oh, Zeze, I really like, but I don't agree with everything you say. I'm like, that's how it should be.
Yeah, it
like,
never turns into hate.
It's so written.
It only comes from having the bravery to share as much of our opinions as we do. Nobody that shares their opinion to the extent that we do will be liked all the time. It is impossible. You start presenting and opening your mouth on everything in life, and you'll experience it. Trust me. Trust me. That's why
the pointers.
I'll tell you one thing. People will listen to you say all kinds of madness. All you gotta do is put an instrumental in the background.
Where you from? Country?
Ghana.
Okay. Should have known with that smooth skin.
You reckon?
Yeah, man.
I'm not believing you no more, man. My heart's already broken.
David, you are such a blocker. That is what you are.
Yeah, says the girl that tells everybody how I take girls to the shard.
But you do though.
Or the jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi.
When was your last love interest? For real?
Love, like being in love.
Yeah.
So
he's one of them conceptual youths. Like, what is love?
Nah, I know what love is.
Okay.
But you haven't been in love for a long time, like me as well. Should we fall in love together?
Stop it.
You see what I mean?
You're not serious.
These guys are treacherous in the dunya, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not sure she said that to you, know. Dangerous in the wood. Treacherous in the dunya. Trust me. If I have to log in next week and I'll be like, right.
Yeah, trust me. Watch next week's episode, you'll see, bro.
No. If I didn't like you, or if I wasn't fond of you, then I'd just be like, okay.
You got to reply to my DM then, Zeze.
You DM'd me.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what happened? I saw Zeze, had a nice chat. He said, I should come do the show. I was like, yeah, I'll come do the show.
And then what?
And then I DM'd you and I didn't come do the show, innit?
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is with me, yeah?
What is it?
I haven't actually seen that. But what happens is, or I might see it and then I'll be like, I'm going to reply. And then it goes from my head. Yeah. DMs can be overwhelming, not because, there's bare man in my DMs, but it's just loads of things are happening. And right now, saying this out my phone, I don't like my phone at the moment.
Is this what it feels like when I say this to Gal?
No.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
No.
This is a weird feeling that I'm going through right now.
No, but what I'm
Whoa! I got a hot flash.
She's really doing a podcast because she'd like to.
What's the line that gets them to come to the jacuzzi though? Like, what's
jump in the hot tub?
I like it. With a shrug.
You ever think about moving to America?
Nah, it's wild over there.
Yeah.
It's wild over there. If people perceive standard of success by numerics and metrics.
Is that why you turned your likes off?
I can sit here and be like, I don't need everyone to love my stuff, but I would love everyone to love my stuff.
Yeah.
Stream the +44 playlist on Amazon Music or ask Alexa, play the +44 podcast. Play the +44 podcast.